So if you want to be, if this side wants to be on TV, say yes. Yeah. All right, what about this side? Yeah. I don't really care. Yeah. All right. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. And when he's done, I'm going to say is thank you or something. What do you usually say? Yes.
You just turn around and look.
I just turn around. When he's done talking, everybody say enjoy the show at the same time, okay? Okay?
You guys got it?
This is not going to go well. Okay. Welcome to Shark Farmer TV. We're in Minneapolis. Where are we at?
We're Mankato.
We're in Mankato. And what's the event?
This is the Ag Expo.
Okay, and your name?
My name is Darren Johnson.
And you're the president of the Minnesota Farm Bureau, correct?
Negative. Minnesota Soybean Growers Association.
Well, that's not what Bob told me.
He's barely ever awake.
All right. Tonight we're going to go on the streets of Nashville and we're going to see what people know about agriculture. Of course, you know that because you've watched the show before, right?
Yeah.
Politicians. All right. Thank you. And everybody? Enjoy the show. That's kind of sad.
Unstoppable, unshakable, but it rolls off the tongue, unfakeable. It's unavoidable. He's so relatable. Read between the lines, start to loosen up your mind. A ground shaker, a rule breaker. Hold tight, he'll roll you through every acre. So get ready for the next shaker.
Look at the speed and agility of what I assume is a former auger cart driver. Emily saw this video and she was like, why isn't he running? I said, I think he is. It's so painful to watch. It just keeps running. Good night. If we send a 100,000-pound load into the elevator, I tell you what, we get to business. They yell at you, they're not happy. Look what they're doing. That's heavier than that. They're putting it all on there. The picture of him just standing there, that should be turned into an inspirational meme. Some men see things as they are and say, why? Doing nothing is underrated. Motivation is a fire within. So are gas station tacos. I don't have any more jokes after 10 seasons about silos coming down. I think we've done them all. But we're still going to show the silos coming down because it's cool. Heartbreaking, yes, but cool. That is, unless after 10 seasons of me being well behaved with my jokes, I've earned the right to dip into the inappropriate joke file. Maybe we could even pick up a sponsor away. It'd be good for the show. You pick up a sponsorship with, I don't know, little blue pill. This video is called Goats Up to the House. Okay, I mean, there's the goats. There's beautiful scenery in the background. That's a really big toe. It's very elongated. You can't stop looking at it now, can you? It's big toe. Hey, he's got a wedding ring. You can see that. So I mean, there's somebody out there that's into it. It's well groomed. That is very responsible of you to do that to your big toe. This bale is making a run for it. Can you imagine what that bale's thinking? I don't want to be a marshmallow. I don't want to be a marshmallow. I don't want to be a marshmallow. don't think I would have stopped it, but I get the whole thing of being caught up in a chase and putting the hammer down.
This week's machinery clip of the week is presented by John Deere.
The John Deere 4020 is the most iconic tractor of all time. And if you don't think so, you are single-handedly what's wrong with this country. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's time you look in the mirror and you realize that maybe I'm not a good person. Don't misunderstand me. This is not a discussion. This is how it is. The only flaw that the 4020 sometimes has is the wing nut behind the wheel. Case in point. We are back on the streets of Nashville talking to people all over the country. We're seeing what they know about agriculture and how showing the farm life connects everyone.
That is to ruffle up the crops.
It's a crop ruffler.
Oh, wow, okay, I wasn't far off.
It's not. But I'm going to call it a crop ruffler from here on out, though.
Please do.
We're here on the streets of Nashville. We're going to find out what people know about agriculture and how it connects all of us.
Chad,
Where are you from?
South Dakota,
What part?
southeast South Dakota, Sioux Falls area.
Okay. I've been there a lot.
Okay.
Can you believe that?
I probably can, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you do?
I'm actually a territory rep for an ag manufacturer, so.
Ah, damn it. I think you're probably going to do well.
I should. If
Yeah.
I don't, I probably need to look at a different career path.
All right, go ahead and plug who you work for.
Vermeer.
Vermeer, okay, gotcha. I'm here with
Shannon,
Shannon. Where are you from?
I'm from South Africa.
You're from South Africa.
South Africa.
What are you doing here in Nashville?
We are coming to tour America after doing the Chicago Marathon. So my friend Claire's first time in Nashville. Got to get a bit of country.
So an entire marathon?
Entire marathon.
What's that? How many
It's
miles?
Like 26 miles for Americans, but 42.2 kilometers for the rest of the world.
Both are too much. Both are too much. What do you do back in South Africa?
I'm a change manager.
I don't know what that is.
I help people go through change. So like system changes, project changes.
Okay.
So we make it a bit smoother.
Do you just if you just stand behind them and slap them in the head,
No.
basically?
You know, there's moments where I'm like, just come, but no, unfortunately not.
I don't know anything about that. I farm.
Yeah.
Can I show you some tools that I use and we'll
Yes.
see if you know what they are? All right. What do you think that is?
Honestly, no idea, but it is taking the crops up,
Yep.
cutting the crops.
Yeah.
No idea what the machine itself is called.
Okay. You got the concept. So this is a combine. So it's harvesting. So yeah, the wheat is done. The farmer is cutting the
Yeah.
wheat and getting paid. Now, I don't know if you know what this is or not.
That's a combine.
Maybe just like
He's combining wheat. Is he running a draper head? Looks like, yep, he's
it
running
is.
a draper.
Well, it's a deer, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you at least think about it for a second? You're like, oh, well,
Is that a combine harvester?
yes.
That is a wheel rake.
Yep.
That's like technically a carded wheel rake if you want to get specific.
I didn't even know that. We just called it a hay rake.
That
What
too.
makes it a wheel rake? Just the wheels?
Yep.
Oh,
There's different types.
guess we learn something new every day. All right, how about this?
That is to ruffle up the crops.
It's a crop ruffler.
Oh, wow, okay, I wasn't far off.
It's not. But
You
I'm
had
going
me
to call
going.
it. I'm going to call it a crop ruffler from here on out, though.
Please do. Please let's trademark it.
You are right, though. It's called a hay rake. So when they cut the
okay.
hay, this kind of puts it in a row and fluffs it up.
Oh,
So yeah,
yeah.
Conceptually, you're doing fantastic.
Yeah, thank you.
What do you think about that?
Those are drums to house the crops.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know what the actual term of it's called.
Grain bins. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Do you see those in South Africa?
Yeah, we have a few like out in the, I'm gonna say country.
Grain bins.
Do you know a lot of people think that these are like
They call 'em
milk or water stored in there?
Yeah, they call them silos sometimes too, and it's
Oh,
like that's not a silo because
I
they
know,
obviously
but
didn't grow. You guys have dairy in Illinois where you're at?
Not very much.
Yeah.
I never correct them when they say silos,
Okay.
though, because technically they are, and I don't want to be that guy.
True.
Yeah. You probably don't have many of these.
Yeah, actually we do. That's a chopper or a self-propelled forage harvester, whichever you want to call it. But yeah, it's a chopper.
They have a lot around
Yeah.
Sioux Falls? I thought.
So northwest Iowa, eastern South Dakota, there's a big dairy corridor right along I-29.
Gotcha. How about that bad boy?
So, got no idea. I want to say that it ruffles up the crops while squirting something on it.
It's a ruffle squirter. You're big into ruffling, aren't you? Yeah, that's actually for crowd control. I'm joking.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say,
No, that's a.
what crowd are you dealing with there?
It's a silage chopper, so that's cutting like green corn, and then it spits it out into a wagon behind it. That's for cow feed.
Okay, so that was what that
Yeah.
contraption is. Okay.
Yep. The dribbler. All right. How about this?
That's just a pin.
A bin.
A pin.
A pin.
Yeah.
It's not very big. Basically, what they use this for is they'll put like a bale of hay, like a round bale in there, and then the animals can reach in and
Okay.
grab it, so the hay doesn't go all over.
It's a hay feeder, hay ring.
Hay ring. Yeah, we
Yep.
circle feeder. I don't
Yep,
know.
whatever you want to
I
call
like your words better than I am.
it. It's a planter, corn planter.
How many rows?
That look. How many feet is it? Is it 120 foot?
I don't even
Because
know.
then it'd be a 48 row, right?
It looks like 30-inch rows.
Yeah.
That is a massive corn
That
planter.
is way too. That's huge.
Oh, it's not too big. I would love to have that.
You know, you wouldn't be able to get turned around in any of the fields around us with that thing.
I have no idea.
This is the first step, so this is actually planting, corn planting.
Oh,
So
okay.
the seeds will go in those yellow tanks, and then it has a big blower, and it blows it to each row, and then it goes along. So I'd say you did really well. No agriculture
No
background?
agriculture background.
Yeah. Do you feel like you could change into a farmer now?
No.
What are you going to do when you're in Nashville? Are you going home?
Sorry?
Are you going home now?
No, so we'll go Nashville, New York, home.
Oh, wait, what are you going to do in New York?
We're going to soak up the big city. So, city, country, city, home.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're a person that does a lot of traveling. What do you want other people to know about the importance of like seeing the world?
I think it's important to get out of your comfort zone because you're not experienced in the world if you're always in your comfort zone.
Yeah.
So it may look like one thing on TV, but very different in real life.
I like to sit on my couch.
You know, my dad says the same. He says
Yeah.
you can see the world through YouTube, and I'm like, that's not how you see the world.
Your dad sounds like my kind of guy. So what do you want people to know here in Nashville about agriculture in South Dakota?
Agriculture in South Dakota, well, we help feed the world. There's a lot more. There's more to it. There's a lot of diversity. There's really two states when you start talking about it. You got east of the river, which we call East River, and then west of the river, West
Okay.
River. You know, we're
Yeah.
but two completely different areas, but two very, very important to agriculture. So we
I've
help feed the
heard North Dakota is the best Dakota.
I will argue that all day long. Just ask them who won the national championship last year. Go Jacks.
You got to
All
do
right.
that. All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Yep. Well, thank you for talking to us.
you
Really
very
appreciate it.
much.
And
Have a
congrats
great
on the
day.
marathon.
Thank you very
Yep.
much.
You ever thought about our schools being the largest restaurant chain in the country? Up next, we talk with Dan Spatz of Healthy Flavors.
We're trying to play our role in the farm to school movement, getting nutritious food into the schools, and it's healthy flavors, right? So it's all about health.
We're continuing our conversation about getting healthy meals to kids in school. We're here with Dan Spatz. Now, you are with Healthy Flavors. What is that?
Healthy Flavors is actually two farms in one. So in Tennessee, we've got a Culinary herb farm down in Eagleville and south of Nashville, and in Arkansas, we have my family's legacy farm. And so yeah, we're trying to play our role in the farm to school movement, getting nutritious food into the schools, and it's healthy flavors, right? So it's all about health.
Okay, so you're involved in getting local food into schools. How did this all start?
Well, you know, I grew up in Arkansas, and I guess long story short, wound up in a corporate food career. And so it was a highly branded, highly global, you know, supply chains all over the place. And when I really got into some of the upper level management, they sent us on some leadership training, and they gave me a book, and it was all about health and nutrition. And I realized that nobody in my life had ever explained to me or talked to me about health and nutrition the way this book did. And so I realized that food had a different role in what we were doing. And when my wife and I moved back to the Franklin, Eagleville area, there was this culinary herb farm for sale. And I figured if there's any better way to get kids eating more nutritious food, flavoring with herbs, and we grow 12 varieties of culinary herbs, that's a great way to flavor your food and make it natural and nutritious.
For the philosophy of working in the corporate food to now you're growing herbs, I mean, what clicked?
What clicked was the entrepreneur in me. And the realization that, I had an opportunity, but I think farmers have an opportunity to be stronger leaders in their communities, and that's the role we wanted to play. Was we don't want to look at the problem and just say, healthcare is out of control, right? 18% of our economy is in healthcare. We got obesity, diabetes. We've got lots of challenges that we're struggling with as people. What do we do about it? Do we keep sending our money to the hospital, buying pharmaceuticals? No, there's solutions here.
You think a big part of that is starting with the kids in the schools?
Absolutely. I think about it like this. So food used to be an acquired taste. When you went to grandma's house on Sunday afternoon, that's where you learned what you like to eat. And today, I say it's mostly instant gratification. Because a lot of the food we get is packaged, it's been put through these processes, and it's been, frankly, mutilated versus the way we used to eat 100 years ago.
So you want to go back to just like less distance between where the food was grown and where it's being eaten, not just physically, but like kind of as far as you said, it was processed.
And because our food and our taste and our culture is so ingrained in how we grew up, if we don't start with our kids, we're not going to be able to get back to the future.
You think that's the key is because old people like me are going to stick with my chicken McNuggets?
Yeah, that's right. So we got to start with your kids. But yeah, no, it's if you think about it, Rob, 100 years ago, all these states, they used to feed themselves. Where'd Grandma go to get her Sunday dinner, right? She went down to the market. There's the milk, the dairy right there in town. They dropped the milk off on her doorstep. The food was local. And because it was local, it was fresher, more nutritious, and so we need to get back to more of that. I think we need to redefine the role of farming, the image of farming, right? And start to think about how farmers can play that important role, build relationships, and really contribute to their local communities. Because when we do the style of farming that is connecting relationships with local consumers, it's going to take more people. It's going to take job creation in rural areas to make this happen.
You talk about like a pilot program. Is that where the farmers are getting connected with the schools?
Well, farm to school, it's been described as a movement, right? And I would look at farm to school as kind of a pick your own adventure, if you will.
Love those books, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and pick your own adventure, right? And a pilot program. Every single school is a pilot program. It's going to take leadership from the local child nutrition directors, from the local farmers, from concerned parents to get involved and to make this happen.
So, like, what type of things are you sending to a school?
Right. So we would love to get more herbs into the schools. In Arkansas, we're doing purple hull peas, which is also a source
of what?
Purple hull peas.
Purple hull peas.
You don't know what a southern pea is? You're from Illinois. Oh, man.
I know what the Yankee pea is.
Well, a purple pea, it's like a black-eyed pea.
Okay.
There's a lot of varieties, actually, which is another thing we're missing in the food supply. You got purple hull, you've got Crowder peas, you've got cream-style peas, you've got zipper peas. There's a whole range of taste and flavors that we've forgotten about, frankly.
Okay.
Yeah. But we're doing peas, we're doing squashes, summer and winter squash. We're doing greens, lettuce, mustard, turnip greens.
And kids eat those?
Absolutely.
Do they like them?
It's kind of like rediscovering. So we do a lot of taste testing in farm to school. And these are tastes that they haven't gotten it home, and so it's an opportunity, and you'd be surprised, how much they would just take a raw turnip and gnaw
You're
down.
kidding me, a turnip?
Absolutely.
See, that's what I would worry about, because I mean, the kids have grown up on mac and cheese like morning, noon, and night, right?
I know.
And now you're trying to give them a turnip. I would think they would be so reluctant to try it that it wouldn't even work. But you're saying it's not.
Have you ever taken the nearest sweet corn and just ripped it off, shucked it, and just eaten it right there in the field?
No.
Nothing like that.
You got to boil that thing, man.
Why?
Well, can you get a whole stick of butter on every ear? Because that's how Grandma made it for me.
It's awesome. It's just, that's what I love doing this, being out in the field and getting food that's fresh, and yeah. No, you're right. I mean, we've come to expect that if that turnip isn't scrubbed and sanitized and washed down and highly cooked and boiled, and every single step of that, peeling the carrot, right?
Mm-hmm.
The nutrition is in the peel of the carrot. The nutrition is in the peel of the potato.
So when you take them like I don't know, whatever, the herb, the squash, or that, I mean, are they eating it raw?
Well, they can, right? And that's a lot of what we try to do in taste testing, to expose the kids, to show them, where their food is coming from, how it's grown, and then they're tasting it, they're trying it. By the time you get to the cafeteria, we're not doing those things necessarily, although salad bars are making a comeback. You'd be surprised at how many schools are putting salad bars in and things like that. Absolutely.
So you're talking to probably a bunch of production crop farmers here in this audience, and is there a way that they can work together with what you're doing?
Yeah, I mean, if you're a classic row crop farmer, one of the things and this is what we're doing at our farm in Arkansas, we've got 400 acres, right? We're too small to really do row crops and do it economically, so we've taken some edge fields and spaces where, we're not gonna get mixed up with, the spraying and everything like that. A couple acres here, got a 10-acre field over there, and that's a way I think that people doing big row crop kind of farming can get involved.
So there's going to be people out there that look at you and go, man, I want to do that. I want to do that, but I have no damn idea how to grow anything. What advice would you give them?
First of all, reach out to your local people. I know Extension in Tennessee and Arkansas has been great. They're very helpful. This whole thing, the farm to school movement, there are groups of people, even like your preppers and things. If you think about that whole movement, they're getting more interested in growing their own food, and there's resources out there. Just reach out.
Dan Spatz, where can people find you? Like internet, social media, all that stuff?
Yeah, you can go to healthyflavors.net.
I like what you're doing. And I like how you're working with, conventional agriculture. I like how your goal is to get kids healthy so that they can be healthy adults, which is going to lead to a healthy country, right? We need to address this, and you are addressing it head on.
Really important.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time. Yeah.
Yep. Dan, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for spending some time with us here on Shark Farmer TV. For more stories about people in agriculture, catch my shows on Rural Radio Channel 147 Sirius XM. There's more in-depth discussions on my podcast, and of course, you can check out previous episodes of this show on my YouTube channel. Find out more at sharkfarmer.com. Tennessee and Arkansas. So when you go to one or the other, do you have to talk differently?
Yeah, that Tennessee upscale accent, right? When I grew up in Arkansas, this place was like highfalutin,